Listen up, people. It's 2025, and if you're still letting people drain your energy, sabotage your dreams, and mess with your peace, then what are you really doing with your life? It's time to wake up and realize that oversharing isn't just a bad habit, it's a silent killer of success. It's a slow poison that over time erodes your focus, your dreams, and your drive. The most successful people in the world don't broadcast every move, every plan, every thought. They protect their peace. They keep their energy for what matters, the grind, the hustle, the execution. But you? Are you protecting your peace? Are you keeping those boundaries strong, or are you just letting anyone and everyone into your world, draining your focus and influencing your direction? Today, we're diving deep into the 7 secrets you must hide, the 7 things you never share, and why protecting your peace is not just a good idea, it's non-negotiable. Stay with me. Let's get into this. 1, guard your vision. Share less, achieve more. Vision is your most powerful tool. It's the driving force that fuels your ambition, gives you direction, and keeps you relentless. But the moment you begin sharing it too freely, you risk weakening its power. Vision thrives in silence. When you have a vision so clear, so big, so all-consuming, it's a force to be reckoned with, but only if you protect it. The moment you speak about it to others, the energy starts leaking out. You tell someone, and the excitement you once felt begins to dissipate. It's as if your brain tricks itself into thinking you've already accomplished it simply by verbalizing it. And when that happens, the urgency to act fades. This is why many of the most successful people in the world, those who are achieving real, tangible results, move in silence. They don't seek validation for their plans, they show results instead. It's why Elon Musk doesn't spend time hyping up his next big move before it's already underway. He focuses on execution, not the approval of others. If you want to turn your vision into reality, you must move first and speak later. The world doesn't need to know what you're about to do. They only need to see what you've done. Think about it. The moment you share your vision, you open the door for doubt. Others may say, that's never going to work, or you sure that's possible? They don't believe in you, at least not the way you believe in yourself. These comments, no matter how subtle, plant seeds of doubt. They chip away at your confidence, and before you know it, you're questioning your own ability to succeed. This is why the most powerful people keep their dreams close to their chest. They understand that their vision is sacred. It's theirs to build, not to explain. You don't need anyone's permission to chase your dreams. Your energy, your drive should be focused on execution, not defending your ideas. Every time you share your plans, you give someone else a chance to question them. But when you protect that vision, when you refuse to let it slip from your grasp, it stays pure, it stays powerful, it stays yours. Consider how a seed grows. You don't rip it out of the soil every day to show the world its progress. No, you let it grow beneath the surface, away from prying eyes, until it's strong enough to break through and stand on its own. Your vision works the same way. It needs to grow in silence, without interference. It needs space to evolve before it's exposed to the world. If you expose it too soon, it risks being trampled, criticized, or diminished. If you really want to succeed, you have to protect it from external influence. The moment you stop sharing it with others, you remove the risk of their doubts or negativity affecting it. Your vision is fragile at first, but once it's strong enough, you'll be able to stand tall in front of the world, and they won't be able to question your strength, your belief, or your results. The people who dominate their fields don't waste time telling others what they're about to do. They build, they work, and they make their moves without the need for applause or acknowledgement. Think of the legends, Steve Jobs, Michael Jordan. Jobs didn't spend years talking about how he would change the world of tech. He worked on the iPhone, on the Mac, on the Apple brand. He let the products speak for themselves. Jordan didn't announce his next championship run. He showed up on the court day after day and let his actions speak louder than words. These giants of industry, of sport, they didn't need validation, they needed focus. They kept their heads down and they worked. That's why they succeeded. Because vision, when shared too early, risks being contaminated by outside voices. So if you want to build something great, protect it. Guard it. Keep it close until you're ready to unveil it. And when you do, let the results do all the talking. 2, protect your relationship. Keep struggles private. Relationships are sacred, but they are also delicate. The more you air out your struggles to others, the more you risk weakening the bond that should be between you and your partner. We've all been there, feeling frustrated, misunderstood, or hurt in a relationship. It's natural to want to talk about it, to vent, to seek advice or validation, but there's a problem with this approach. The moment you open up about your relationship problems to someone outside of it, you invite them into your private struggles. And what happens when you do that? The opinions of others start to shape your reality. You might hear things like, "I don't think he's right for you," or "you deserve better." These opinions, often coming from people who have no real understanding of your situation, begin to affect your decisions, your perceptions, and your action. And before you know it, you're fighting not for your relationship, but to prove a point to others. When you bring the world into your relationship, you lose control of the narrative. You invite people to judge, to gossip, to interfere. And let's be real, most people's advice isn't coming from a place of wisdom or experience. It's coming from their own biases, personal experiences, and sometimes their own resentments. Have you ever noticed how the loudest people giving relationship advice often have the least successful relationships themselves? They've never truly walked the path you're on, but they're quick to tell you what to do. The truth is, when you open up about your problems too publicly, you're giving others permission to judge, criticize, and manipulate. And even if their intentions aren't malicious, their influence can still be damaging. This is why privacy is a cornerstone of healthy relationships. The strongest couples, those who have weathered storms and come out stronger, understand the power of privacy. They know how to handle their issues without bringing others into the mix. They know how to keep their problems between them so they can work through them together without the interference of outsiders. Your relationship is not a reality TV show, and your struggles shouldn't be fodder for the gossip mill. When you involve others, even indirectly, you open the door for unnecessary negativity. People will judge your partner, question your choices, and even subtly push you toward decisions you weren't considering. And all of this happens because you shared something that wasn't theirs to know in the first place. So what does this mean for you? It means you have to guard your relationship. Protect it from outside influences. Don't let the world into your battles. When you face challenges, face them together. Your struggles should be dealt with privately, behind closed doors, so that you and your partner can build the strength you need to overcome them. Seek advice, sure, but seek it from trusted sources who understand your relationship, not from those who have their own agendas or who can't truly empathize with your situation. Don't let your relationship become a spectacle for others to dissect and judge. Handle it in silence, handle it with dignity, and let the bond between you and your partner grow stronger, undisturbed by external noise. Think about it. If your relationship was a house, would you leave the doors wide open for the wind and rain to come inside during a storm? Would you invite the chaos in, or would you close the doors, lock them tight, and focus on keeping the foundation strong? The most successful, lasting relationships work the same way. They're built on a foundation of trust, respect, and above all, privacy. If you want to protect your relationship, keep it close, keep it safe. And when others try to pry into it, shut the door. Your love and your bond are yours to protect. Don't let anyone else tarnish them with their opinions, doubts, or negativity. 3, move in silence. Let your results speak. We live in a world where people are quick to show off, quick to share, and quick to put their achievements on display. Social media, for instance, has turned success into a spectacle. It's almost as if the more you show, the more validation you receive. But here's the thing. Showing off your wealth, success, or progress is not only unnecessary, it can be dangerous. People who are truly successful, who have built empires and made significant strides in their respective fields, understand this. They move in silence. They don't advertise their wealth, they don't boast about their latest ventures, and they certainly don't need the applause of the crowd. There's power in privacy, and there's strength in keeping things under wraps until it's time to reveal them. When you constantly broadcast your wealth or the progress you're making, you start inviting people into your life who might not have the best intentions. In the beginning, it may feel flattering to have others acknowledge your achievements, but soon you realize that the more you share, the more you open yourself up to envy, resentment, and even danger. There are people out there who will see your success not as something to admire, but as something to undermine. The more visible your wealth becomes, the more you attract attention. Some good, but mostly bad. People may start comparing themselves to you, and not in an inspiring way, but in a way that triggers jealousy and competition. When someone feels they don't measure up, they start plotting against you, hoping to bring you down to their level. They might try to discredit you, undermine your efforts, or even sabotage your progress. The more you put yourself out there, the more you become a target. And it's not just about attracting negative energy from others. The constant need to display wealth can erode your own sense of contentment and peace. When you are constantly striving for external validation, you lose sight of the deeper, more intrinsic rewards of success. Success in its purest form should be about fulfilling your own potential, about knowing that you've worked hard and earned your place. But when you keep flaunting your achievements, you shift the focus from your own satisfaction to the opinions of others. You become trapped in a cycle where your self-worth is tied to how much others praise you. You begin to believe that your success isn't truly yours unless others see it and recognize it. That's a dangerous mindset to adopt. It can lead to stress, burnout, and ultimately dissatisfaction. No matter how much you accumulate, it's never enough if you're always seeking the approval of others. The wealthiest individuals, the ones who have made a significant mark on the world, don't waste time showing off. They don't feel the need to tell everyone what they've bought, what they've achieved, or how much money they have. They live their lives with purpose, and that purpose isn't to impress others. Instead, their focus is on their mission, their goals, and their work. They move quietly, and when they do make a move, it's calculated, strategic, and impactful. Think about the billionaires and the world leaders who have shaped industries and changed lives. They don't need to flaunt their success. They keep it private because they understand the power that comes with keeping your achievements close to your chest. It's about confidence, not arrogance. It's about knowing your worth without needing to prove it to anyone. And this confidence allows them to continue building, growing, and achieving without the distractions of external noise. When you look at someone who is truly successful, it's not the outward display of wealth that stands out, it's their actions, their decisions, and the results they bring to life. The loudest person in the room isn't usually the one who gets the most respect. It's the quiet one, the one who works tirelessly behind the scenes. People who make a real impact don't need to announce it. They let the results speak for themselves. The best way to make a statement about who you are and what you've accomplished is not by flashing it in front of people's faces, but by simply living your truth and letting others see the fruits of your labor. This is the power of silence. Moving in silence is also about strategic thinking. When you keep your plans private, you give yourself the space to make mistakes, learn from them, and evolve without the pressure of public expectations. The moment you announce your plans, people start to have expectations. They might even give unsolicited advice, tell you what you should be doing, or try to dictate your path. This can be incredibly distracting, but when you move in silence, you take control of your narrative. You have the freedom to make decisions without interference, to experiment, and to pivot when necessary. You don't have to answer to anyone except yourself. This is why the most successful people often keep their next moves under wraps. They know that not everyone needs to know what's coming until it's already happening, until they've already made it happen. Moving in silence also keeps your energy protected. It's easy to get caught up in the need for approval from others. It's easy to get distracted by people's opinions or to get sidetracked by what others think is best for you. But when you don't share your plans or achievements with anyone, you protect your energy from being drained. You protect your drive, your focus, and your peace. The more you share with others, the more you expose yourself to negativity, criticism, or even unnecessary distractions. People who are truly successful don't have time for that. They know that the most important thing they can do is keep their energy aligned with their purpose, not with the opinions of others. And by moving in silence, they ensure that their energy stays pure, focused, and directed toward their goals. Success isn't about getting recognition from others. It's about knowing that you've done what you set out to do, regardless of whether anyone else knows about it. The most powerful, most successful individuals in the world don't need external validation because they already have internal satisfaction. Their accomplishments are for them, not for the world to see, and that's a key difference between those who find true success and those who are simply chasing approval. The sooner you realize that the best way to succeed is to keep your plans, your wealth, and your moves private, the sooner you'll begin to experience real progress. Stop waiting for applause or acknowledgement. Work in silence and let your results speak for themselves. When you focus on what you're doing rather than on what others think of it, you build something lasting, something real. The results will eventually show up, and when they do, they'll be undeniable. You won't need to tell anyone how successful you are because they'll already know. But until that point, keep your work quiet, let it unfold without fanfare, and when the time is right, let your achievements speak for themselves. Moving in silence isn't just a tactic for success, it's a mindset, and once you embrace it, you'll start seeing just how much power you've been sitting on all along. 4. Keep your plans private, protect your energy. In the age of overexposure, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that the more you share, the more you will be appreciated. The internet, social media platforms, and even personal conversations often push us to announce our achievements, our moves, and our plans. But in reality, the act of keeping your plans private can be one of the most powerful decisions you can make on your journey to success. Privacy protects your energy. There is something very powerful about not sharing everything you are doing with others. When you keep your plans to yourself, you free yourself from judgment, unsolicited advice, and the opinions of people who might not have your best interest at heart. The more people know about what you are doing, the more they feel entitled to have a say in it. They might try to tell you what to do, how to do it, or even discourage you from pursuing your goals. This can be exhausting, especially if you're already battling self-doubt or facing challenges along the way. The beauty of keeping your plans private is that you allow yourself the space to make decisions without outside interference. You can experiment, make mistakes, and pivot without the added stress of explaining yourself to others. Additionally, when you keep your plans private, you ensure that your energy is not being drained by negativity or skepticism. People who are not aligned with your vision may unintentionally create doubt in your mind. They might question your intentions, offer pessimistic perspectives, or point out the difficulties in your plans. Even if their intentions are not malicious, these conversations can be draining. When you keep your plans private, you allow yourself the mental clarity to focus entirely on your goals without distractions. You reserve your energy for action, not for convincing others of your worth or abilities. Furthermore, keeping your plans to yourself ensures that you maintain control over your narrative. The moment you share something, you risk it being distorted or misunderstood. People might start talking about your plans without understanding the full context. This can lead to misinformation, misinterpretations, and unwanted opinions. If you want to protect the purity of your mission, you must keep the narrative in your own hands. By doing so, you remain the only one who truly understands the direction you are heading and how you plan to get there. This sense of control can be incredibly empowering. Most successful individuals understand the importance of keeping things to themselves. They don't rush to announce their intentions. Instead, they work quietly, letting the results of their labor speak for themselves. You will rarely hear a billionaire or a successful entrepreneur boast about their next big move before it's already done. They work in silence, keeping their plans private until it's time to reveal the finished product. And when they do, the world notices. But by that time, they've already done the work, faced the challenges, and built their foundation. Keeping your plans private is also about protecting yourself from unnecessary pressure. When you tell people what you are working on, you often feel a heightened sense of accountability, as if you owe them something. This pressure can make the journey more stressful. Instead of feeling like you are working towards something for your own growth and satisfaction, it can start to feel like you are working to meet others' expectations. By keeping your plans private, you remove that pressure and are able to stay focused on your true mission. It's not just about avoiding distractions, it's about avoiding premature judgment. People are quick to form opinions about what you are doing, and sometimes they don't have all the facts. They may not understand the intricacies of your plans or the obstacles you are facing. This can lead to premature criticism. When you move in silence, you avoid the risk of others trying to influence your direction based on incomplete information. You can work at your own pace and on your own terms, terms without fear of being judged before you've even completed the work. In the long run, keeping your plans private will set you up for success. It allows you to build momentum and peace, make adjustments when necessary, and only share your progress when you are ready. This kind of control over your narrative, over your energy, and over your peace of mind is invaluable. 5. Perfection is a trap. Progress is power. People often focus on perfection, striving to make everything flawless before they share or act. The truth is, waiting for everything to be perfect before you take action can keep you stuck in a state of inaction. Perfectionism can create a fear of failure that paralyzes you. When you wait for things to be perfect, you delay progress. Every step forward, even if it's not perfect, is a step closer to your goal. Perfection is an illusion. It's often the result of comparing ourselves to unattainable standards. The truth is, many successful people didn't wait for everything to align perfectly before they acted. They took imperfect steps, learned along the way, and made improvements as they went. The idea is not to rush, but to understand that waiting for the perfect moment can be a trap. Instead, embrace progress over perfection. Start where you are, use what you have, and keep going. By taking action, even imperfect action, you begin to build momentum and experience growth, leading you towards success. 6. Clarity equals success. Success isn't just about achieving goals, it's about setting them and being clear on what you want. Often, people wander through life without a clear vision, hoping that success will come to them. This leads to confusion, scattered energy, and a lack of direction. When you don't set clear goals, you're not able to measure your progress or see how far you've come. Setting goals gives you focus. It's like having a roadmap that guides you toward your destination. Without goals, you're left wandering aimlessly, unsure of where you're going or what you need to do to get there. With well-defined goals, you have a sense of purpose and clarity. Every action you take can be aligned with these goals, and when you face challenges or setbacks, your goals act as a reminder of why you're doing what you're doing. Goals keep you motivated and provide a sense of accomplishment when you achieve them. Without clear goals, success becomes elusive. 7 is protecting your peace. When you protect your peace, you're not just safeguarding your happiness, you're guarding your productivity, your focus, and your long-term success. In today's world, everyone wants a piece of you. People demand your time, your energy, and your attention. It's easy to get caught up in the noise, in the endless demands, and trying to please everyone, and in letting other people's chaos take over your mental space. But here's the brutal truth. The moment you let others drain your energy, you lose control of your own life. Every time you let someone else's drama pull you in, you give them power over your mind, your emotions, and ultimately, your destiny. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who are constantly available or saying yes to every request. They're the ones who've mastered the art of saying no and keeping their inner circle tight. They don't let external noise influence their internal peace because they understand how crucial that peace is to their success. Think about your daily life. How many distractions do you face on a regular basis? How many times do you find yourself focusing on the wrong things, reacting to things that don't matter, or letting people steal your mental clarity? This is the reality for most people. They're reacting, not acting. They're responding to everyone else's needs and putting their own dreams on the back burner. They're letting other people's demands dictate the rhythm of their lives. But you can't afford to be at the mercy of other people's requests. You can't afford to waste time on things that aren't aligned with your goals. Every minute you spend on something that doesn't serve your purpose is a minute you'll never get back. So why do people do this? Why do they allow others to pull them off course? Because they don't have clear boundaries. They haven't made the decision that their peace is non-negotiable, and that's where the problem lies. Boundaries aren't just about keeping people at arm's length. They're about defining what is acceptable and what isn't. They're about deciding what you will tolerate and what. When you have clear boundaries, you take control of your life, you take control of your time, you take control of your energy, and most importantly, you take control of your peace. The world will always have people who want something from you. They will always have demands, requests, and problems that need solving. But it's up to you to decide whether you want to give your attention to these things. Do you want to let someone's crisis become your crisis? Do you want to drop everything and solve their problem, even if it takes you off course? Or do you want to stay focused, stay aligned with your goals, and protect your mental and emotional space? The choice is yours. To truly protect your peace, you have to be willing to say no without guilt. Saying no isn't selfish, it's necessary. If you're constantly saying yes to others, you're saying no to your own growth, your own progress, and your own well-being. Saying no doesn't mean you're a bad person or that you don't care about others. It means you respect your time, your energy, and your boundaries. It means you understand that in order to achieve your goals, you have to prioritize yourself first. If you're always the one to step in and save the day, you're teaching people to rely on you instead of developing their own solutions. And eventually this will wear you down. You'll become exhausted, resentful, and burned out. And guess what happens when you're burned out? You can't perform at your best. You can't achieve your goals. You can't be the person you're meant to be. Your peace is the foundation for everything else in your life. Without it, you're building on shaky ground. But protecting your peace doesn't just mean saying no to others. It also means saying no to negative self-talk. How many times do you let your inner critic tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy of success, or that you'll never make it? The most successful people aren't immune to these thoughts. They've just learned how to silence them. They don't let their doubts, fears, or insecurities control their actions. They protect their peace by controlling their internal dialogue. They don't let negativity take root in their minds because they understand that what they think about themselves shapes their reality. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, you'll start to believe it. If you constantly tell yourself that success is out of reach, you'll start to act like it's true. The key to protecting your peace is mastering your mind. It's learning how to reframe negative thoughts, how to focus on what you want instead of what you fear, and how to take massive action despite the doubts that might creep in. The more you protect your peace from your own negative thinking, the more unstoppable you become. You also need to protect your peace by distancing yourself from toxic people. Not everyone deserves a place in your life. There are people who will constantly drain your energy, who will bring negativity into your space, and who will sabotage your success, whether intentionally or not. These are the energy vampires. The people who only show up when they need something from you, who gossip behind your back, or who will always try to one-up you. The best thing you can do for yourself is cut ties with these people. Not saying you have to burn bridges or make a dramatic exit. Sometimes the best way to protect your peace is simply by walking away and not giving them access to your life anymore. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't owe them anything. You just need to decide that your peace is more important than their drama. And once you make that decision, you'll be amazed at how much lighter, more focused, and more aligned you'll feel. It's also important to protect your peace by limiting your exposure to the news, social media, and other external sources of stress. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with information, most of it negative, divisive, or fear-driven. If you're constantly consuming this kind of content, it's going to impact your mood, your mindset, and your ability to stay focused on what matters. Protect your peace by limiting your exposure to this noise. Spend more time focusing on what you can control and what contributes to your personal growth. Set boundaries around the media you consume. Make time for activities that bring you joy, that uplift your spirit, and that keep you grounded. Whether it's reading, exercising, meditating, or spending time with people who inspire you, fill your time with positivity. You have to curate your environment if you want to protect your peace. It's your responsibility to ensure that the things you expose yourself to are aligned with your goals and your well-being. Finally, to protect your peace, you need to understand that it's okay to take time for yourself. In a world that constantly demands more of you, it's crucial that you carve out time to rest, recharge, and reflect. Your mind and body need this time to recover so you can perform at your best. Taking time for yourself isn't selfish. It's essential. When you make yourself a priority, you're better equipped to handle life's challenges, support others, and show up as the best version of yourself. By protecting your peace, you ensure that you stay strong, focused, and on track to achieve your goals. Here's the deal. To truly own your life and protect your dreams, you must stop allowing others to steal your energy, sabotage your plans, or influence your moves. Protecting your peace isn't just a choice, it's a strategy for success. You've got to move in silence, execute relentlessly, and don't let anyone dictate your narrative. You protect your plans, your relationships, your money, and your struggles. Why? Because when you give people access to things they don't deserve, you're handing them the power to control your story, to weaken your confidence, and to stop your progress. It's simple. Protect your peace and you protect your future. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by sharing every detail with the world. They did it by executing in silence, keeping their energy tight and protecting what matters. So moving forward, take the power back, hold your cards close, keep your peace, your vision, and your power. The world doesn't need to see your moves until you've made them, until you've won, until your results speak for themselves. If you're serious about protecting your peace and taking control of your life, this is the moment. Stay focused, stay relentless, and always move with intention. Remember, your peace is your power. Thanks for being here, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more straight talk and hard-hitting strategies on how to win at life. You're on the Tony Robbins track, where your success starts today. Keep pushing, keep growing, and keep winning.